Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. 24 hours ago, we got the Christmas Week 2 Rust-Off for 2025, the final Rust-Off for 2025. Now, I know not everybody's like super enthusiastic for this one. Of course, with the previous week, we did have, North Star Tier 3, Gingerbread Sheep Meta Double Door, some very interesting skins. But of course, all of these ones are just like Christmas skins. Of course, Hedge, duh. But what I'm saying is, they are just Christmas skins, and they are going to go down in price like normal Christmas skins, if that makes sense. And of course, I would sit here and say what potentially could be the best investment for this week and whatnot, but well, all of them are just going to go down in price. So yeah, good video. All right, bye. No. We can still look at all of these skins and talk about potential nice futures and whatnot. Could they actually work out quite nicely? Because of course, with all these skins, we're going to do some buy orders, and that might just be it. Or some of you might just wait until around March and April time, look at the skins again, try and pick up a bunch, and then of course try and flip them for next year's Christmas. Because of course, Christmas skins always rise up in price ever so nice in anticipation for another Christmas, don't they? So you might be waiting, well, until November, December, 2026, and then, well, could any of these skins rise up in price ever so nice? Well, let me just kind of give you a nice little hint, because if I could just switch over to here. Oh, don't forget, if you want to get a good look at all these brand new skins, consider watching my Rust rotation video for Christmas Week 2, December 25, 2025. But here's the first 24 hours of sales right here, as you can see. Well, you just looked at it, didn't you? But more specifically, as I say, it's a quieter week. If you were to quickly compare to the previous week, you might notice, oh, hang on a minute, not a single skin here has over 10,000 subscribers. So, looking at all the other skins, the average sales definitely lower compared to the previous week. And so, if these skins that we have in this Rust store, if they do happen to pick up quite nicely next year, but if they didn't sell that much overall, well, what do you reckon? Of course, you could expect these skins to rise up in price ever so nice. So what we'll do is we'll try and figure out, possibilities for collection continuations next year and all that. Could these skins actually work out not as nice investments? But of course, do not forget, we will need to do abnormal barders, all right? Some of these skins are definitely going to be, well, pretty much every single one of them is definitely going to be like a lowball barder. Should remind all of you, though, the majority of the skins this week are not abnormal, okay? Now, if you look on, like, Rust Help, you'll see, like, abnormal. But then, like, yeah, more of them, nope. So, if they don't have the abnormal tag, they're not abnormal. I'm sure you get the idea. So, out of all these skins, what potentially could be the best investment for this week? I probably want to say Frosty's chest. However, it's a bit conflicting. So if I could just quickly remind you, we've had two skins previously. Frosty's fridge, oh, that worked out beautifully. Frosty's locker, so yeah, there's a clear difference there. Now, in terms of sales, this sold more, and yet that still went down in price. Perhaps it just didn't stand out as nicely compared to what we saw here with the fridge, and the fridge is phenomenal. I've got to remind you of that. But all of them have some very nice cool look and transparency. And next year, oh, come on now. If we've had 3 in a row so far, surely we're going to see a 4th one for 2026. What will it be? I have no idea. I hope to see a sheep middle door. But then again, with all the brand new potential Skinnables, you never know, right? So I will be asking a skin creator, but we'll see what happens. Anyway. If that worked out beautifully in the past, could this also work out quite nicely? How much sales are you likely going to get? I mean, with 6,000, you're probably getting up to about like 15,000 subscribers, perhaps, which isn't a ridiculous amount. And of course, if you were to go ahead and remember the past, like with previous large boxes, so scroll, you might recall that this rose up in price quite nicely. This rose up in price quite nicely, but never really got back up to its Rust store price. We'll see, right? That did about 19,000 subscribers. This only did about 11,000 subscribers, but you can clearly see that went up to and above $2.50, and this, well, at its best, only just about got up to about $2. So lack of sales definitely can be quite a nice benefit. And at the current rate of sales here, it's not going to be like super high. And I'm sure we can be quite happy with that. So, all right, cool, fair enough. Out of all these other skins, though, what's also looking to be pretty interesting, I mean, I do want to bring up the Gingerbread Raid Garage store. Just want to reiterate, this is not AI. This is actually made by the skin creators right here, Che Falk, they've been a interesting duo for the past year. You might recall these are the guys that made the Nuke Vibe collection. I'm not sure what Dixonella did, but it's a 3-man team and it's an awesome looking skin. However, it's clearly Christmas themed. But imagine if they're like toy soldiers or whatnot, like like those plastic things people have been buying, or what they called what are the things people buy so they can get the plushies? Well, I mean, it is the plushies in real life. The bobbleheads. I forgot the name. Feel free to comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, imagine if it was that instead. I'm sure a lot of people would absolutely adore it. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just gingerbread, but you've also got the snowman there. Damn it. I think it looks cool. And I think a lot of other people think it looks cool. And it glows in the dark very nicely. Even when rolled up, it glows in the dark. It's a cool looking skin. Yeah, it's Christmas themed, but I think people will appreciate that. So keep an eye on this. It might drop off, but I wouldn't be surprised if it probably retains a decent bit of its value over the course of the next year or so. But it's expected to drop off. That was number 39 for 2025. Yes, 39 garage doors introduced in just 2025. That is absolutely ridiculous. Next year, come on now. You know there's going to be a lot more garage doors. Is there going to be more than 39? That's the question. So we'll leave it at that. All right, so cool. Understood. It might only go down to about halfway. Still drops off pretty badly, but it still works out quite nicely. And again, will it rise up quite nicely in anticipation to next year's Christmas? A lack of sales definitely would kind of give it a bit of a boost. So, all right, cool, fair enough. Anything else here looking pretty interesting? I mean, gingerbread wooden double door with the lack of sales. And of course, I should remind you, we've had some pretty interesting skins. Last year at the single wooden door. It's also sequel to the gingerbread bear rug. And of course, next year, expect another thing. Like, it's in a good spot. I know we had the wooden double doors being accepted quite a lot earlier this year. Of course, it was the focused item of the month back in August. But that went back up in price. That went back up in price. That went back up in price. These two, they're getting there. But a Christmas themed wooden double door. Have we actually have we had that before? Yes, we have. So that glowed in the dark as well. That is the gingerbread double wooden door. Wait, hang on a minute. Ginger space bread. Oh. Great naming convention, but yeah, sure, whatever. They're still different. Anyway, that previous one did work out quite nicely. And we don't tend to see that many wooden double doors, but this year we have seen quite a lot of them. So we'll see what becomes of this. But we definitely need to kind of wait it out and see what potentially gets made next year. Okay, well, of course, then it's going to go down in price then. Well, yeah, that's the point I'm trying to get across. So if we don't see that many more wooden double doors being accepted for a while, yeah, it could perform quite nicely. But that very likely might be like a $1 bar order. But I still anticipate some nice things potentially, so all right, fair enough. What else is looking pretty interesting then? I mean, I should point this out. Neon Snowflake. In the past, these have worked out quite all right. I mean, it's a bit weird. Last year, when this was accepted, this went up in price very nicely. I think all the way up to $4 at one point. But this year, both of them didn't really work out very nicely, unfortunately. Though, let's just remind ourselves, this did over 24,000 subscribers. This right here did just over 18,000 subscribers. But the small box right here, at best, it's going to probably barely reach 10,000 subscribers. You've got a very nice, perfectly fine looking neon design, which I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate for next year's Christmas time. But what's your price again? Let's just see, $2.49. Oh, considering we literally just had the cool looking sleigh box the previous week. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I'm expecting some problems. However, still, a lack of sales and, you know, the possibility of seeing another Neon Snowflake skin being accepted next year, I think it could be good. But maybe a $1 bar order or something like that. Again, we will be doing the abnormal bar orders next Wednesday. But, well, I think I might not be streaming then. I'll probably see how things go, but I'll keep my my server informed and whatnot, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, all right, cool, fair enough. I'm curious about the bed because, well, in regards to Christmas-themed beds, these are the first two we've ever seen. Now, that being a gingerbread one, I can see that working out quite all right. It also glows. I'm sure people appreciate that. But Ice Vortex, let's just quickly remind you. Yep, that's the fourth one in a row. But these skins here, they have not gone up in price that much. Or rather, I don't think I've seen these ever go back up to their rust or price, which is a concern. However, with the bed, could that be different? And, well, we'll see what gets made next year. Maybe another deplorable, or that would be appreciated. But, again, these just aren't doing very nicely. And, again, if we at least know that they don't go back up that much, but they are reliable enough to still go up to a certain point, maybe a good bar door can still work out quite nicely. I mean, we'll see. It's just... we'll see, all right? It's a perfectly fine, nice glow-in-the-dark design. However, lack of sales. This looks like it's going to barely reach 10,000 subscribers. So let's just quickly look back over to here. Crunchy bed, well, you only did about 7,300. So if both the Christmas beds, if both of them have very low sales, do you think they will be appreciated in the lead up to what maybe you've got to think about, like maybe around like November time and, you know, quite literally December time, 2026? Do you think both of those will probably get bought out and then, you know, they end up in the positive again? It's an interesting thing to keep an eye out for, but unfortunately, we've got to wait a year. So yeah, they're not selling that much, and well, just want to point out, Crunchy Bed is the lowest selling bed skin we've ever seen so far. So, all right, well, not too bad there. By default, Scarf Poncho, if we do see a collection continuation next year, you would spike and spike in price. However, it's referred to as Scarf. So, like, I'm not sure what Solo has made. No, that's their first ever skin. Well, props to you. But to make a collection continuation, you're going to have to refer to it as like the Scarf collection. So what, you're going to make like a scarf sweater and some scarf gloves? Like, it's a bit unfortunate because they did submit this with a pair of tactical gloves, which you can see just over to here. It could have been known as the Keep It Warm collection, but nope. It's now referred to as Scarf, which might be a bit of a predicament if they were to make some like burlap clothing or hide clothing next year, for example. You know, nice primitive set. Hey, we'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, I think it's kind of awkward now. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. If it had like a very easy to refer to collection name, if we saw a collection continuation next year, oh yeah, people would probably be on it, but it's referred to as Scarf, so yeah. Okay, that's a bit awkward. And, well, all the other remaining skins, yep, that does include the door as well. I don't have that much faith in. Very sorry to say, but I feel like I've said more than enough. With them all being, like, gimmicky Christmas skins, I do expect them all to, you know, drop off. So in regards to that door, hey, it's nice to see, but let's just quickly remind you, we have seen a chocolate door before, and it didn't work out very nicely. So if I could just quickly scroll down to chocolate bar door, is that the one? No, that's the new one. So what am I thinking of? Chocolate door. So I just type that in. I don't seem to be able to find it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to here. Chocolate door. And there it is. Chocolate sheet metal door. That's exactly what we're looking at. So yeah, at the moment, and here you can see I switch on my Steam inventory helper extension. Yeah, it's 80 cents. Oh, okay, someone bought a few. But it's not on demand. There's only 11 listings. The barter's only at 55 cents. That doesn't seem to be in the best of spots, does it? So, yeah, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think a chocolate bar door is going to work out very nicely. And the weapons, well, inevitably of like pretty much every single holiday batch of weapon skins, hardly any of them turn out quite nicely unless they have some very interesting sort of pay-to-win feature. And with all these skins, there's no transparent aim sight other than... Where is it? Where's the handmade LMG? Oh, you're just... Wow. Okay. You're the lowest selling skin this week. Oh, you sold less compared to the double barrel shotgun? Really? Okay. Well, just want to quickly remind you, this is special. It does have the transparent aim sight, but I am under the impression that from here and now, we're going to start seeing a lot more handmade LMGs with transparency being accepted. For the past 2 weeks, for the past 2 Christmas Rush doors, we have in fact seen two handmade LMGs with transparency. And I did question, well, could they actually work out quite all right? You know, the prices hold up. I'm not sure, but I am expecting like Twitch drops and kick drops to have transparent aim sight handmade LMGs and all that. Like, also keep in mind we're expecting brand new Skinnables, so who knows? We might see like the SKS become skinnable, and I wouldn't be surprised if the streamers want to get skins for that. What about the nail gun? Huh? Some people have been asking about that. Can we get a nail gun skin, please? Right, so, well, fair enough, you get the idea. So, who knows, but at the moment, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 transparent aim sight handmade LMGs. Will you actually work out nicely? Or, you know, with you being a Christmas skin, could you end up suffering? We'll see how that goes. So, yeah, I completely forgot about it because I couldn't see it. So that is special. And with a lack of sales, it only makes it more interesting. And so with that, with everything all said and done, let's just give you a quick reminder. North Star, Gingerbread Sheet Metal Double Door, yep, they're all looking very interesting. But now, I just want to give you a nice little showcase of the fact that it's post-Christmas now. So as you can see here, ta-da! What I'm trying to point out is from here, for the next 2 or so weeks, all Ruskin prices are expected to be better. And with the January 4 swipe literally just around the corner next week, January 1st, 2026, well, we are expecting a lot of people to turn up. But there's also the thought of potentially seeing a lot of people turn up for February 4 swipe as well. Just to remind all of you, last year, had some very strong player counts, but it also stuck around for February as well. Just want to remind you, all right? We also happen to have the naval update for February 2026, don't we? We'll see how everything turns out, but I get the feeling maybe the high prices will actually stick around, and we see the momentum like stick around maybe until like halfway through into February time. Inevitably, though, we do expect prices to drop off around March and April, all right? So keep that in mind. And now let me just show you something. I've been listing a lot of skins. Wow, really? Well, of course, yeah, I've been yapping about post-Christmas for a long time. Let me just show you something. Let's just refresh. Okay, let's see how much has been gained since... Oh, there you go. Now you might sit there and say, well, that didn't seem that... that didn't seem like it was that much. All right, fair enough. I've been doing this for about like 12 hours today. And apparently, I only found out this a little bit earlier. I never updated this. 192.32 and now at 531. So, if I was to do the math, so if I was to do 532, take away 192, right? So this is all in pounds, right? And then I'll just figure it out in dollars. So I've made £340 just in this account today, right? That's got to be like easily over $400 to $450 in just 12 hours, just in this account. Oh, yeah, it's been great. Yep, I'm trying to make sure I don't list any more than 5 at a time, because I want to ride the wave of momentum, right? I want to ride, because of course, you know, if you're going to walk away with some actual good profits, yeah, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You know, you don't want to, like, just list tons of skins like we can see back over to here. Oh, there you go, yep. Someone decided to unload 109 North Star sheet metal, just metal mask hedge, just metal. But there is the possibility that we might see the tier 2 in next week's Rush Store. Although I do lean to the idea of no, it's not going to happen. Because you're only supposed to see Christmas skins for Christmas Rush Stores. So, okay, that's the situation in regards to that. But with this ever so interesting looking sheet metal double door that I bought 200 of, and I hope you bought a bunch too. It's in an awesome spot. It's sitting there at $4. Here's hoping it actually improves as time goes on. And with the pay-to-win features it has, I'm feeling pretty confident. Yes, it's a Christmas-themed skin, but the pay-to-win features, I would assume, you know, trump that, if you get what I'm saying. So, all right, cool. Keep an eye on these things. Give it some time, and I'm sure we could see some nice things, evolve from that. But this current Rush Store, yeah, it's just not it's not spectacular. So, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are thinking, you know what, I'm just going to save my money this week. Save it for next week. Not sure what we're going to see, but I can give you a nice little insight because we've already taken a look at some of the skins that were submitted the previous weekend. And so, if you want to get a good idea of what we're expecting, a lot of space station themed skins have been produced. Well, let me just go ahead and show you this, for example, a space station garage door to match up to a brand new space station building skin. But then also we have like weapon skins being made in reference to the special LR300 we saw being added. So, yep, Space Station AK-47 there, for example. So, cool. And I wasn't joking. The skin creator behind the North Star collection did submit some tier 2. But because it's a sequel to a Christmas skin, is that allowed to be accepted any other day other than Christmas? We're not sure. So we'll find out what happens over the course of January time. January 2026. I will remind you, from Hell collection, you know, that very large collection, it has had some skins accepted for Halloween, and then like loads of acceptances outside of Halloween. So we'll see, but give it time regardless. I still think these will work out quite nicely. But everything else, inevitably, it is expected to drop off. The second we enter the new year, we're technically out of the Christmas season, and oh no, yeah, the prices would have dropped. So yeah, keep an eye on all of it. But remember, if you missed out on the buy orders, look at these skins around March and April time. That is usually when most of the Christmas skins, the newest Christmas skins, they drop off to their new lowest point for the year, and then, well, they even might rise up in price during the summer. But basically, as of April time, you'll slowly start seeing it rise and rise and rise. As we've said earlier in the video, people like to start anticipating for Christmas, and it just sticks around like that for like half a year. Like, I'll quickly show this all to you, right? So if we could just go back to the previous year. So here's the first Christmas rush store, well, for 2024. Gingerbread Man rug, you worked out quite nicely. Let's just get a good look at you. Let's also turn the extension back on again. So what we see here is what we're expecting again. This sold for $1.49. Right now it's sitting here at $1.45. Yes, it did go above $1.49 a good week ago. But look at this. Whilst it's not super obvious initially, once it's out of season, it drops off. And at its lowest point, it was selling for about 70 cents. But once you get past around April time, it slowly starts to rise up. Dips a bit there, then rises, then rises, then rises. And it peaks around December time. This is what you should expect for every single Christmas skin. So, cool. And if you do happen to see collection continuations next Christmas, oh, it's even better. There's a reason why I was interested in this. And also, no, it looks good. So, all right, cool. So, I think that's it. That's a wrap. Is there anything else Hedge needs to address? Well, like I said, in regards to all the newer skins, consider giving this a good watch. All of the brand new collection continuations are chaptered. If you want to see how I figured out why the sheet metal double door is probably a great thing to go ahead and buy, consider watching the abnormal barders. Sheet metal double door, I bought 200 of them, but how many did you buy? Go for the comment below. And of course, you're going to get a good look at all the brand new skins. Consider watching the rust rotation video. That's it. That's a wrap. But there's one final extra thing I just want to quickly showcase to you, right? So I did ask everybody, what do you consider to be the skin of the year for 2025? Well, a lot of people offered their suggestions, and I can confirm we have all the finalists. Over the course of this weekend, I will record a special video showcasing all the the finalists for the skin of the year. I just want to quickly point out to you who are the winners, or rather the finalists. My choice of words are pretty bad this past minute. Mr. Chick Rock, it's got quite the fan base. Both the Heatseeker MP5 and the SAR. Heatseeker Summer was insane, but it just so happens that this is made by Mr. Vase. And of course, Vase won the Ruskin of the Year for 2024 with his Respawn Allegory Fresco rug, so could he get 2 in a row? Ooh. Island Assault Tier 3, a lot of people did take a liking to it, and here's hoping the prices do improve. I can confirm the hoodie and pants have been working out quite nicely. Oh, yes, indeed they have. Mystic Tree Garage Store. Now, that was accepted for the very first Rust store for 2025. So, it seems you've been getting quite a lot of interest over the past year. So, let's see if you end up being the winner. Now, fairly recently, we did get the Olympus Revolver. A very nice pearlescent white design with some gold trim and an insane transparent aim sight. A lot of people did take a liking to it, and it did turn out to be a nice, interesting investment. Give it more time, maybe it might rise up even more, we shall see. Cenotype Firearms large box, I guess this is the representative for the Cenotype collection. We questioned, the second we saw that in the rest store, we questioned, oh, could this potentially turn into a collection? Lo and behold, it did. After 3 years, we finally saw a brand new storage collection. And then Face Punch decided to make their very own boxes DLC. Awesome. Thanks, Face Punch. So we'll see what becomes of that. And the Temple Tier 3 armor. People are still sitting here on their knees, wishing, begging, screaming for Temple Tier 2 and hoodie and pants. Well, if it potentially wins, being the Ruskin of the Year, maybe, it could potentially kind of give Face Punch the insight to say, hey, we want this. Can you give it to us, please? So, yeah, right. We'll see how that turns out. So thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck with your sales. I will point out I will be uploading a special video going over my sales and whatnot with post-Christmas, because whilst it's only started today, we've got another 2 weeks to go. I made over $400 on just one account. If I were to just kind of indicate like over to here, you know, I do have other accounts, right? So 1185 refresh. What am I up to now? Okay, I mean, it might not be huge gains, but I've got multiple accounts, don't I? So over to here, 1434. Earlier today it was like 1380, and oh, there you go. That's also improving. So yeah, get all your accounts nice and ready and start listing those skins, because now is the best time to sell. All right, cool. So thank you very much for watching. Catch you later. See you. Goodbye.